Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Happy Friday! How's it going? Our house guest of the day is B Bean. Surprise! Thank you so much for your support and for being at these live streams all the time. We really appreciate it, and we want to thank you so much. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. We got lots of room, lots of time left. And before we get started, I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Banana Fam, Wendy Will, Over Here We Craft, Benjamin, and Phil D. Thank you all so much for your super chats. All right, we have some stuff to talk about. Oh my goodness, finally a new, different HOH that we haven't seen before, right? So before we get ahead of ourselves here, last night, Mimi was evicted by a vote of 7-0, and she had some parting shots before she walked out the door. Honestly, it was like the most game that I've heard her share this whole season. And she called out Corey, America, and Bowie for working together. And she also called out their targets, but we could not see on the broadcast who she was pointing at, right? She pointed at 3 different people as the targets. And I saw on Twitter, Mike Bloom said that he asked Mimi about this in his post-eviction interview with her. And she clarified the targets she was pointing at were Matt, Jag, and Blue. And she was pointing at Felicia as the weapon that Corey, America, and Bowie would use to take them out. Okay. I never would have thought of Felicia as the weapon of choice, but that's what Mimi was saying on her way out. Very interesting. Okay, so then we saw that the house guests had an HOH competition based on photos shown to them of the evicted house guests the night before. And as we saw, it came down to a tiebreaker between Bowie and Felicia. And after some wild answers from both of them, Bowie won HOH. I'm still laughing about their answers from the tiebreaker. Absolutely wild. But wow, a win for Bowie. This is the first time a woman has won HOH in quite a while, all the way back to Felicia, right? And maybe it was just some of that post-birthday magic kicking in. I don't know. But the question now is, what is Bowie Jane going to do? She has always said, if I win HOH, I'm going to do whatever the house wants. This is very vague, right? Is she actually going to do what the house wants, or is she going to do what she wants? Everybody's always saying, oh, Bowie Jane is such a team player. Everyone is also saying she'll do whatever I want. She's just looking for a team, right? So this is it. This is the test. So we'll see what happens. But also, I feel like out of anyone, she's going to listen the most to Jag and Matt because they have their little trio going. That's who Mimi really should have called out. But we'll see what happens. Julie also mentioned that Zingba will be back this week for the Power Veto. Yay! We missed you, Zingy. Okay, so after the show was over, the feeds came back at 10:21 Big Brother time. And they've been doing that this season. Even when they wrap up the HOH competition on the episode, they haven't been bringing the feeds back until hours later, which is frustrating because I feel like we're missing scrambling. We're missing important conversations while the feeds are down, but whatever. So, not long after the feeds come back, Corey and Bowie are playing bumper pool on the Sky Bridge. Excuse me, it was a late night last night watching all of this. I know some of you, I'm not going to get into it. Okay, but anyway, Bowie hates that Mimi said what she said on her way out, and Bowie feels like it was really nasty. She's like, haven't I dealt with enough? And America joins them. She's hanging out with them as well. Corey's like, oh my God, I bet people are probably already talking about me hanging out with you and like saying I'm kissing your ass, blah, blah, blah. Bowie even admits, yes, someone has already said that to me. And she won't say who it was, but she says it's someone who's not in our group. So they narrow this down to Felicia, Cirie, or Blue. I could see any of them saying that. I think they've all said that at some point, right? Maybe not to Bowie, but like they've talked about it together. My bet would be Felicia, but who knows? Maybe Blue. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, America says apparently earlier, Felicia confronted Blue because remember, they spilled to Felicia that Blue was campaigning against her. And Felicia was like, I know you're campaigning against me. And now apparently Felicia and Blue are pissed at each other because of this. I mean, they were never really that close anyway, right? Except for that short amount of time where Blue thought that Felicia was Jared's mom and not Cirie. But anyway, they laugh about Bowie's answer and tiebreaker. 627 is wild enough, right? But at first, her answer was just 27. It sounds like she did not understand the question. She also said she was frazzled by Mimi, like calling them out before she left. And before she knew it, she was in the tiebreaker and she's like, what's going on here? So then she was also thinking, like, how am I in this position? Like, I did not want to win HOH. She says, what the F happened to Corey? She thought Corey was going to win this thing. A lot of people did. But after a while, Corey is called to the diary room. America and Bowie are chatting. And America says, I think next week's HOH competition is probably going to be a physical one. So with that, we probably don't have to worry about Felicia or Cirie winning that. Damn. Okay, assumptions. I just hate when people count other people out like that. Like it makes me sad. But anyway, she says we're going to have to think ahead about what is going to benefit all of our games moving forward. Excuse me. America says, I think Blue's a big threat. With the way that she was running around, trying to pull people into groups. And America says Blue thinks that she has Matt and Jag, and she feels like she has Cameron, right? She thinks she's good with pretty much everybody. But America says Blue knows that she doesn't have you, Bowie Jane. You can tell that she's nervous about this week. So Bowie says, yeah, there are a few people downstairs who I know would put me up on the block. And I just want to make sure that I make it through this week. Of course, setting myself up so that I won't get put up next week. So America asks Bowie, have you heard that Blue was trying to get Corey backdoored last week? She says Blue was basically begging Cameron to put up Corey. So I think it definitely seems like America is trying to get Blue targeted this week, right? That's definitely what it looks like here. America says Blue cannot be trusted. She will take any little piece of information and try to twist it. And Bowie says, yeah, Felicia does that too, but she's not very good at it, right? Not as good as Blue. So Bowie says, unfortunately, I can only get out one person this week. And America is kind of like stepping it up for Cameron here, saying, like, I think we should all be okay with Cameron for the time being, as long as he's not buying any of the stuff that Blue is telling him, right? Because then it becomes a little bit dangerous if he starts believing that stuff. So she thinks that they're okay with Cameron. I mean, some of you are. Meanwhile, Matt and Jag are chatting with Cirie in the comics bedroom, and they would love to see Cameron go this week. Cirie is not sure that Bowie would want to take that shot. Yeah, right? I don't know. Jag is wondering, would Bowie put up Corey in America, since a lot of people seem to want that, and then backdoor Cameron? That's a lot for Bowie Jane, right? And Cirie says, like, that's a lot to ask for. Bowie would shit her pants if she had to do that. Like, Cirie doesn't see it happening, and I have to agree. So Jag says, I know that Corey is trying to be like the hero here, you know, how he like saved Felicia this week. But Jag says the only reason that Corey wanted Felicia to stay over Mimi was because he didn't think that Felicia will win anything. The more I try to hold it in, the worse it gets. Yeah, he doesn't think that Felicia is going to win anything. So Cirie agrees, and she's like, yeah, believe me, Felicia knows that too. She knows that Corey was not fighting for her because he like really wants her in this game. So Jag points out Felicia did better in the competition than Corey did. You know, that was really, everybody was thinking that was supposed to be Corey's competition, and then he flopped. Cirie thinks that Corey is so comfortable that he threw the competition. Like, he heard that he was tied with Bowie Jane and Felicia, and he was like, you know what, I'm good with both of them, and that's why he got that last question wrong. Cirie says that was so easy. I don't know if she's referring to the whole competition or just that last question, but like Cirie got a bunch of questions wrong, so was it that easy? Not for Cirie. But Cirie says if he feels good with Bowie Jane and Felicia, why would he get his hands dirty? It makes sense. So then Felicia joins them, and Felicia's like, what's the word? What's going on? What's the word on the street? And they chat more about how they think Corey threw the competition. Do you guys think he threw the competition? Because I feel like he was going for it and he just beefed it on that last question. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I feel like he was going for it. I don't know. But Felicia says, Corey told me one time that he doesn't want to win HOHs. He just wants to win the vetoes when he needs to. And Jag and Matt are whining about how they've done Corey's dirty work by winning vetoes for him. Jag won the veto one time and used it on Corey. Matt won the veto during the double to leave the nominations the same so that Jared could get voted out. Oh my God, get over it! As if you weren't also a part of those plans. You weren't just like doing Corey's dirty work. It's too much. But Cirie says if that's what's going on, like that's genius. That's great gameplay, right? To get other people to do your work for you. So Felicia's like, we need to stop this shit. Corey is not going to start winning HOH until the final 5. He won HOH during the double! Why does no one acknowledge this? Why does no one count this? I think at one point Felicia was like, yeah, he was HOH for like 45 minutes. That still counts, right? I know that the eviction was kind of like delayed a week, but it still happened. He still won HOH. But anyway, Felicia is talking about how Corey was the one who approached her about making a Final Four with Mimi in America. And she wants to set the record straight on that. Also, there's just lots of anti-Corey talk with this group. So later, Jag and Matt have a quick check-in in the storage room. And Jag's like, wow, there's a lot of people in this house who are anti-Corey. And he says, that's really good for us. The context of this, Jag is excited. He doesn't want Corey out right now, right? But he's excited that so many people are anti-Corey because he wants to keep using Corey as a shield. The more people targeting Corey instead of Matt and Jag, the better, right? So Jag's like, hell yeah, bring it on. All right. So America and Corey chat in the scramble bedroom. And America is like kind of in a bad mood right now. She's bummed that she lost another competition. She's happy that Bowie was able to win it, but she's annoyed that everyone is going to be sucking Bowie's D this week. Yikes. People have been kind of jerks to Bowie throughout the season, and now they're going to be all over her, trying to get her to do their bidding. So America's not thrilled about that. Corey says Bowie knows that we're actually with her, right? They've been trying to work with her for a while now. Part of that was like, oh, Bowie's going to do whatever we want. Was she ever a full alliance member to them? Not really. Like, she was never seen as an equal by them, but anyway. They feel like they should be good for this week. They should be safe with Bowie as the HOH. And Corey says, honestly, I need this. I'm dying. He says he's dying. He needs a few stress-free days, right? And he says Matt and Jag have been letting him take the fall for this vote. It's all coming down on him, and it's exhausting. I mean, you are also doing the most. Like, you could step back a little bit, but he chooses not to. He just can't help himself. America's like, I don't think it was intentional that you had to take the fall for that vote. Oh, yes, it was. Matt and Jag absolutely wanted Corey to take the fall for that vote. I'm sorry, right now, the cat is going, Lammy, you're such a cutie. Okay, so America's saying she would like to see Cameron and Blue go up on the block. Really? Just straight up like that? Have we not learned that Cameron's really good at veto competitions? So Corey also would like to see this happen. And he says, I know that you think that Blue should be the one to go this week, and I think it should be Cameron. America says, I'm fine with Cameron going. Like, let's do that. Sure. Corey says, Cameron has been lying to you. We need him out of here. So America also has some concerns. How are we going to get Matt and Jag out of here down the line? I mean, yeah, I'd be concerned about that too, for sure. Corey says, if we're still here at like final 7, final 6, that would be a good time. Like, everyone's going to be targeting Matt and Jag at that point because they're just too big of a threat, right? They're too strong in competitions. They're super close to each other. Corey says, if we win HOH at that point, like final 7, final 6, then we take the shot at them. If one of them wins HOH, we should be safe. Are they? Because I don't think Matt and Jag want to go to the end with you either. If Bowie or Felicia win HOH, Corey says we push for them to make the move on Matt and Jag. Good luck with that. I don't see that happening. Maybe Felicia, but not Bowie. Anyway, Corey says it's not like Matt and Jag are going to trade HOHs back and forth for the rest of the season. You never know. Honestly, if they take out Cameron, you never know. But Corey is saying we can take out Matt and Jag anytime once we hit Final 7, right? He would like to go to the Final 7 with them, and then after that, they can take him out. Corey says eventually we're going to have to win some competitions, but that has always been the case, right? We need to just freaking seal the deal. And Corey says even if we are in the Final 4 with Matt and Jag, he feels like that's doable. He still thinks there is a way for them to get to the end together. Is it doable? It's going to be really hard for you to beat them in those final competitions. But Corey says we would definitely need to win the Final 4 veto so we can make the decision there about who gets into the Final 3. And Corey thinks that they'd have a pretty good shot at that. I don't know. Matt and Jag are pretty good. And Corey is saying it wouldn't be the end of the world, right? We can do it. America says we just have to get rid of Cameron, right? Once he's out of here, it's going to be a whole different game. Okay. So then a few minutes later, Corey, America, and Jag are having a strategy chat in the scary bedroom. And Corey says, my goal for nominations this week is to get Cameron and Blue on the block. And Jag goes, holy fudge. But he didn't say fudge. He said the F dash 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 word. So Corey says, Cameron and Blue, those two are the next two that need to go. He says, I don't care the order, but he does. He says Cameron is more dangerous. He can win more competitions, obviously. And Corey says those two need to go up on the block together so that they can't save each other with the power of veto. Corey is growing more and more convinced that Cameron and Blue are working together, which they're not really. I could see them maybe saving each other just to like screw over other people. They're not really working together that closely. And Jag's like, wait, you want them on the block together? He says that's kind of going to be a really hard sell for Bowie. Yeah. Corey says, yeah, but Bowie's all about the team. And America says Bowie is good with Cameron, but she knows that he's not part of the team, right, when it comes down to it. So he can go. So then Matt comes in, and America says, I think that Bowie is leaning towards putting up Blue and Cirie. Just because you're pushing Blue doesn't mean that's what Bowie wants to do. But America thinks that they can still push Bowie to target Cameron this week. And Matt's like, okay, cool. I think it should definitely be a backdoor move. But Corey's like, no. He's saying again, it needs to be Cameron or Blue going up on the block together, right? One of them has to go this week. If we put them both on the block, we guarantee that at least one of them is definitely going to go. So Jag agrees, yes, it does have to be Cameron or Blue leaving, but he says we need to figure out the best way to get there. Jag, like Matt, is of the opinion this really needs to be a backdoor if we are definitely targeting Cameron priority number 1. And Jag says maybe we can get Cirie and Felicia up as pawns and then backdoor Cameron depending on what happens with the veto. But Corey's nervous that Blue or Cameron, if they're not on the block, they will win the veto and leave the nominations the same and then can't get either of them, right? They're just stuck taking out either Felicia or Cirie. So Corey says, there's something they could do with that, though, because they could make it seem like Corey is going to be the replacement nominee because Cameron or Blue, they would definitely want to see Corey up on the block. So they would take that bait, they'd use the veto, and then Bowie could put up whichever Cameron or Blue does not have the veto, whichever one didn't win. I mean, it's an idea, right? For sure. So then Cameron comes in. So that's the end of that conversation. They do still keep talking about the nominations and the possibility of Cirie and Felicia going up, but they are not revealing their true intentions for the week because their true intentions are to take out Cameron. And Cameron wants to take out Corey. So they're not going to say that in front of each other. But Cameron saying, let's just let Bowie play it safe with her initial nominees, right? Let her do her thing, and then we'll see what happens with the power of veto. Okay, so let's set that aside for now. So Bowie gets her HOH room, and it's a late one. It's right around like 1:30 a.m. Big Brother time. Oh my God, why such a long wait? I don't know, but she got some pictures of her with her parents, her with her dog, so cute. Pictures of her with longer hair, and it was funny because everyone was asking like, "Oh my God, how old are you in these pictures? When are these from?" And Bowie's like, "I don't know. I didn't send these in." Is she not saying because they were from when she was actually 35? I think the pictures were definitely reinforcing Cirie and Felicia's belief that Bowie is quite older than she is admitting. Um, yeah, those pictures definitely did her dirty in that sense. So anyway, she also got a hoodie, some Chardonnay, Australian snacks, a Red Bull. Bleh, I can't with Red Bull. And her music is Crowded House. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Nice. Her letter is from her parents, and they were giving her updates like her dog is doing really well, staying with a friend, updates on her family, and they were just chuckling that she has found a party that never ends. That's nice. It was a very sweet letter. So Bowie tells everybody, you can go to sleep. I know it's late, like I get it, but they won't go to sleep because they know that with Bowie as HOH, this week is kind of like up for grabs, right? Everybody assumes that they're going to be able to push their agenda on Bowie, and she's going to follow through with it. So it's like freaking open season right now. So people are not going to bed. I mean, Felicia and Cirie, yeah, probably. But some other people, they got work to do. So a little later, Jag chats with Bowie in the HOH room. And Jag's like, just a heads up, I think people are going to try and pull you in a lot of different directions this week. And he tells her, I'm not really sure what the best move is at this point, and ultimately it's going to be up to you. So Bowie's like, yeah, I want to listen to what everyone has to say, and then I'm going to do what I want anyway. Jag says we should really talk things over with Matt because, again, Jag, Matt, and Bowie are supposed to be like a final three at this point. And Jag says, I only care what the three of us in this group think. You know, I want to make sure that we're all good. And Bowie agrees with that. She's like, yeah, I'm all in with you guys. And then Bowie starts talking about jury votes, and she's like, I'm not really thinking about jury votes at this point. She says, I'm not really sure if I should be thinking about it, but I'm not. And Jag says, you know what? Jury votes are secondary importance. The primary importance is getting to the final two, right? And then you can make a case for yourself. I would have to agree. Like, I think, yes, it's good to think about jury votes in general, but like, if you let that rule your whole planning, you might not even make it to the final two. So he makes a good point there. Bowie says there's a few different things obviously that she can do this week. She said I can make an easy move this week, but then she's like, you know what, Cirie's really connected in this house, and I don't think she trusts me for whatever reason. And she says I don't think it's good for me to have Cirie in here. Uh-oh. This is not the move that everyone's wanting Bowie to make. This is not the move that like anyone wants Bowie to make. There's people that want Corey out. There's people that want Cameron out, Blue out. Nobody's saying Cirie except for Bowie. But she's a team player, right? So so Bowie says everyone feeds information to Cirie, and Bowie admits I even do it. I do it too. And that makes Cirie powerful. We all want to be in her good books. Also, Bowie points out Cirie was not happy when I won HOH. I think a big part of it is also Bowie knows that Cirie and Felicia have been hot and cold with her. They've not treated her well throughout this season. And now Bowie's like, this is my chance for redemption. Yeah, so Jag leaves to go chat with Matt. And Matt is having some voter's remorse. He's like, you know what? I think we should have kept Mimi. He says, we're playing Corey and America's game. Oh my God. So will you stop saying that? This was also Jag's plan. Like, a lot of it was Jag's plan. So Jag's like, no, it's good that Mimi left. Trust me. He says if Mimi stayed, she would have paired up with Blue, right? We don't need two Blues in here. So Cirie and Felicia are way less threatening, right? We don't have to worry about them winning competitions as much. It's a much better situation. So then they talk about how, again, they feel that Corey threw the HOH competition. I wish we could get some clarification on that from Corey in the diary room, if he threw it or not. Please tell us. And Matt's like, how do we play with someone who keeps throwing competitions? We can never rely on him, right? He doesn't come through for the most part. So Matt says, that being said, he thinks they're in a pretty good spot at this point. He says all the heat for last week's vote is on Corey and America, not us. And Jag says, I want Cirie and Felicia on the block, right? He doesn't want either of them to go, but he says we can kind of work this with the veto. If Cameron wins the veto, we'll go after Blue. If Blue wins the veto, we take out Cameron. If one of us wins the veto, they're going to take out Cameron. If Bowie wants that. And Jag says, as long as the initial nominees are Cirie and Felicia, we should still be good by the end of this week. But if it's Blue and Cameron on the block as the initial nominees, we're effed. That's not going to be a good look for us because they think that we have Bowie's ear. So they're going to think that we were partially responsible for them going up on the block. Yeah, I think they would definitely be pissed. So Matt says, wow, Corey and America are so good at this game. They're trying to set us up by getting Blue and Cameron on the block, so they'll be mad at us. And Jag's like, no, Corey and America are not effing good at this game. He said that a few times last night. He's like, we see through them. We see exactly what they're doing. I would have to agree. Like they kind of overplay it a bit. They make it kind of obvious what their intentions are. But Jag says, let's face it, Corey doesn't have any power without us. He can't pull any moves off without us. We can keep him until we don't need him anymore. But Jag always needs Corey. So Matt says, I think Cirie and Felicia are also going to be mad at us if they go up on the block. Matt does not want his mother, Cirie, going up on the block. And Jag's like, no, we're going to tell them we tried to keep them off the block. Plus, we can, sell to them that this is a backdoor move. They're not going to be in any danger this week. All right. So later, Corey and Jag are debating again about the nominations. And as we know, Corey wants Cameron and Blue on the block. Jag wants Cirie and Felicia on the block. And I feel like these two were really getting frustrated with each other last night, really annoyed that they are not on the same page here. And neither of them will really budge on their opinions. Meanwhile, Matt is chatting with Bowie in the HOH room. And Matt is now finding out what Bowie wants to do this week. So it seems like she wants Cirie out. Ugh. This is not what Matt wants to hear. So Bowie is talking about how Felicia and Cirie wouldn't even talk to her 4 days ago. There were so many times where they would ask Bowie to leave the room when they were talking to people. And, Bowie says, on the other hand, those two are super beatable in competitions. So, is it really worth it to take them out right now? And Matt's like, no, you're right. You shouldn't take them out. It's not worth it. Matt says, you got to think on a game level, right? Not on a personal level. So Bowie says, I want you to know all of my eggs are in the Matt and Jag basket, right? I'm fully with you guys. And Matt's like, cool. I feel the same way. And I do think that Matt and Jag genuinely do want to go to the final 3 with Bowie because they feel like they can beat her. So Matt says, I'm hearing a lot of people want Cameron out. This is also his way of saying that he wants Cameron out. But Bowie's like, no, I don't want to do that this week. I don't think it's fair. It's not fair. And Matt's like, why? Cameron just wanted to make jury. We're in jury now. What's the harm? But yeah, Bowie was all like, no, I'm not doing that this week. Okay. Matt says if Cameron stays, he's going to start taking shots at Corey and America or me and Jag, right? He has said he wants to split up duos. And he's driving wedges into our group. He's trouble. So Bowie is like, yeah, but I'm worried if Cameron goes that you and Jag are going to become the new biggest targets. there is definitely the chance of that, right? And Matt's like, no, it's okay. He's trying to like come up with any reasons he can to be like, no, Cameron should go. He says if Cameron leaves and next week's HOH is physical, there's a good chance that Jag or I will win it, and then we can take a shot at like Bowie says Corey in America, and Matt's like, yeah, but then he also adds in Blue because he would definitely want to take the shot at Blue before Corey in America. But again, Matt is really pushing for Cameron to be the target this week, but he's selling it as like, oh, people are going to pitch this to you. This is what a lot of people want. They want a lot of people want Cameron to go. So eventually Jag joins them. And these three all seem to be on the same page that they do not want Corey or America to go this week because they see the house is very anti-Corey right now. So it's best to just leave those two in as targets and as shields for them, right? Jag also says there's no reason to target Cirie or Felicia right now because they're not strong competitors. So we don't have to worry about them winning and targeting us as much. I mean, Felicia did almost just win HOH, but okay. So they're also pushing for Blue or Cameron to be the target. I'm talking about Jag and Matt, not Bowie, right? Jag and Matt are pushing for Blue or Cameron to be the target, but mainly Cameron. But Jag is saying, like, I think it would be good to do Cirie and Felicia as the initial nominees. Okay. So that was all last night. They were up super late. And then today, Bowie Jane is doing her one-on-ones. So let's just go through the highlights, right? So everybody is going in there trying to push their agenda. And there are a few different things happening here. So Cameron, he's up first, right? And Bowie Jane reveals that she wants to put Felicia and Cirie up on the block. Now, Cameron is on board with these initial nominations. Remember, he was saying before, like, let's let Bowie do her thing. Let's not freak her out right away, right? Let her put up who she wants as the initial nominees, and then we can see what happens with the veto. But he's also telling Bowie, like, there is the possibility here that you could backdoor Corey this week. That's what he wants. And he was pushing this later really hard to Matt and Jag. He is making it known he wants Corey out. I mean, you could have done it last week, but no. But Cameron is saying we'd have the votes. You only need 3 and the tiebreaker, right? So, if you have me, Matt, Jag, and then you break the tie, we can make this happen. All right. So then Cirie is up next, and Bowie lets Cirie know she might be going up on the block. Did I say Chris about something? Who's Chris? I'm very tired, guys. If I said Chris, there is no Chris. So Cirie, Bowie lets Cirie know that there's a good chance she's going to be going up on the block, but it would only be as a pawn. It seems like Cirie would be Bowie's target, but okay. And she does say Felicia might be up next to you. So Cirie is not super jazzed about this, especially considering Mimi was supposed to be a pawn last week, and look what happened to her. So, Cirie says to Bowie, I've never suggested your name to go up on the block. I've never talked about you in a negative way. What? Roll the tapes. But yeah, she's trying to be like, oh, Bowie, you're great. Yeah. So then Felicia talks to Bowie, and Felicia's like, I've been up on the block 3 times already. I don't want to be nominated again. And she says, I've always been genuine with you. Again, what? So she's asking Bowie, how far do you want Corey to go? Like, how far are you going to let him go in this game? So she's saying, like, we should probably target Corey this week. All right. So again, everybody is putting their thoughts out there. Corey is pushing for Cameron and Blue to go up on the block as expected. And Bowie's like, no. She listens to Corey's pitch, but she's like, no, I'm leaning towards Felicia and Cirie. But she tells Corey, it is possible we could do some sort of backdoor move depending what happens with the power veto. Just to make things easier here, America makes a similar pitch to Corey's. She's saying Cameron and Blue up on the block. We got to make sure that they can't save each other with the veto, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then Blue, she's pushing for Corey to be the target. No surprise there, right? We saw that coming. Jag is really trying to sell that Cameron and Blue are working together. He's like, yeah, those two are both saying that they want Corey out, and it's got to be Cam or Blue leaving this week. And Matt has a similar conversation not long after. So everybody's got different ideas about what Bowie should be doing this week. Okay, so after Felicia goes up to the HOH room for a second one-on-one chat with Bowie Jane. We saw her do this with Cameron last week, too. So Bowie lets her know, hey, you're going to be going up on the block with Cirie. She lets Felicia know. We haven't really talked much game ever since Red left. Like, things haven't really been the same. So she tells Felicia, you're not a target for me. And she says everyone's going to have the chance to play for the power veto. I don't know what she meant about everyone, because what? There's 9 people left. What? But yeah, I guess she meant Felicia and Cirie will have a chance to play. And Felicia's like, I know it seems easy to just throw me up there on the block, but you don't have to do this. Felicia does feel like she was going to be going up, though. She says her gut was telling her it was going to happen. So Bowie is like, let's wait and see what happens with the power veto. Right. And Felicia's like, yeah, you're going to have a few options potentially depending on who wins. Okay. So nominations are going to be happening today. If you guys want to check back later, I will post the nominees in the info for the spoiler. Let me see if they did them now. Actually, I see the feeds were just down. No, they haven't been done that long. Okay. So I don't think they did it yet. But it's most likely going to be Cirie and Felicia going up on the block. Hello? Hello? Oh.
Oh, hi.
Hello. It's just funny to me because this whole season, everybody has just assumed that Bowie would do other people's bidding, right? And they're like, Bowie's a team player. She just wants to be a part of something. She'll do whatever we want, basically. And now that Bowie is actually HOH, and Bowie also I have to say, has told people, I'll do whatever everybody in the house wants, blah, blah, blah. But now that she's actually in power, it seems like she's got her sights set on Cirie leaving. So
she got a taste of blood and she wants more.
I guess so. But also Zingbot will be in the house tomorrow or outside. I don't know. I feel like they've been doing Zingbot like out on the balcony lately since COVID, but Zingbot, I wonder what Zings there's gonna be.
Maybe they were afraid somebody was gonna punch Zingbot.
I don't know. I think it's more of a safety thing. But anyway, I want to thank today's super chatters because we really appreciate you guys. So let me scroll up. I'm so out of it today. I feel like I've been very sloppy with this delivery, but I also did not completely read through my notes before this. All right. Fan funding. Here we go. Laura Dalton, thank you so much as always. David Cushmore, thank you so much. And David asks, is the new HOH Bowie Jane going to make a name for herself and nominate Cirie and America up for eviction? Is this the time to make Bowie Jane famous for trying to evict Cirie? I mean, it does seem like she's targeting Cirie. I don't think she's going to be doing anything with America this week. I don't think she's going to be putting her up or anything like that. But it does seem like she would want Cirie to go, which is interesting because her allies do not want that to happen. So I don't know how stuck on that she's going to be, depending on who wins the veto, but it'll be interesting to see. Mark Pirjalo, thank you so much, as always. Ant Dog 25, thank you so much. Ant Dog says, nominating Cirie and Felicia is such a great move for Bowie. Whether Cirie goes home or not, Cirie would have gotten to the final 2 chairs without ever being nominated. Hats off to effing Bowie Jane. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of amazing that Cirie hasn't been nominated up until this point. Because she's Cirie. Like, what? How have people not viewed her as a huge target at this point? It's wild. Honestly, it would be a good move in a way to take Cirie out, right? Because there's a good chance she's going to get all the way to the end and she's going to win this thing. Is she an immediate threat for a lot of people? No, but that's part of why she's so successful, right? Because she can, at this point, kind of fly under the radar, which is crazy to say about a player like Cirie, but that seems to be what's happening. But anyway, David Cushmore, thank you so much. Again, David says, what is next for Cameron? Who do you want jury members 1 and 2? Cameron, I feel like there's going to be a really big push for him to be on the block after the veto. But I don't know how loyal Bowie is going to be to him. So far, she's been pretty loyal to him, right? Not wanting to put him up and not wanting to backdoor him. But we'll see if she makes it through the whole week thinking that. It's interesting. And then who do I want jury number 1 and number 2 to be? Who do we want on jury?
I want Corey and Cirie.
Corey and Cirie? Yeah, I mean, Corey is a bit much. I wouldn't mind seeing Corey go soon. Yeah, I could get down with that. But Cirie, oh, I don't want to lose Cirie.
All right, well then Corey in America.
All right, go have fun in jury.
Yeah.
Carla S. Honestly, though, I kind of want to see one from Corey and America leave and one from Matt and Jag leave. Just to keep things even, you know?
Who would you rather see, Matt or Jag?
It's tough to say. I think I'm going to have to lean Jag just because Jag has already been evicted. You know what? I'm going to amend my answer. I would want to see Cameron and Jag be jurors number 1 and 2 because they've both already been evicted. That's my answer. Okay. Carla S., thank you so much. Carla says, late to the party, but thanks. Thank you for being here, no matter what. Mary Ellen L., thank you so much. We really appreciate it. True Teddy, thank you so much. True Teddy says, oh, hi, effing Bowie Jane. We were so close to having Felicia win and take out Corey, but instead she will protect the Showmans and the Jag and Matt duo. Yeah, it seems like she's not interested in targeting either of those duos this week. She's rocking with them. I think she's closer to Matt and Jag, but she is also working with Corey and America at this point. So yeah, I think the people that she considers to be like on the other side, which she has referred to a few times now that I've heard, I guess it's like Cirie, Felicia, and Blue, right? That's the other side. Even Cameron is like considered an ally. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting week, but thank you all so much for being here. We will be back tomorrow. And I hope you enjoy your Friday night. So until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.